Hello everyone, welcome back to Drew's Daily Cocktail. We're on episode 9, I think. Hope everyone's had a good day. My day started off with a 100-mile round trip of Los Angeles and its surrounding areas for work. So it was nice to get out and do a little drive. I have to admit something. I did my few false starts takes of this, like I do every night, but I normally cut them off before I start actually mixing the cocktail. However, tonight, and it was inevitable that this would happen, I did a full, you know, true blue, balls to the wall take of tonight's cocktail, and I drank most of it, and so I'm feeling a little sleepy. But we'll start with a fresh slate. So, last night, a good friend of mine, Lena, posted on Instagram on a story something that a few people have been doing, just to like get into a thoughtful space, get into a space of gratitude, and sort of, you know, encourage you to spend some time with your thoughts in this time of solitude, because, like, you know, well, what else are we gonna do? And her post was, name 5 things that you are grateful for. And I thought that was so wonderful. And I haven't done it yet on Instagram, but I thought I would respond here. I thought to myself, what are 5 things that I'm grateful for? And I looked around and I looked at my hands and I thought, well, I have 5 rings. That could be it. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 things I'm grateful for. But then I thought, no, that's too materialistic, you know. That's not the point of the exercise. But then I thought, tonight's cocktail, and please sit down, this is gonna knock you off your feet. Tonight's cocktail has 5 ingredients. And so I say to, in response to the post, the 5 things that I'm grateful for are the 5 ingredients for tonight's cocktail. Now, let me tell you about tonight's cocktail. I know it's a little bit of a departure from what we've been doing. You might actually learn something instead of just get blackout drunk tonight. Tonight's cocktail is dedicated to a lady called Natalie Hurley. I spoke to her today. She's a wonderful lady. She's in Houston, Texas. And we have had some incredible nights out in the town together in the very place that this cocktail was named after. So I wanted to dedicate this to her tonight. This cocktail is called a Manhattan. And yeah, she and I had some great times there, including the time that I was thrown out of a very popular nightclub for looking and acting in an unbecoming way. But that was then, this is now. So here's the first ingredient. You want to take the martini glass that you've already had a few drinks out of. It doesn't matter. A lot of people will actually have this cocktail on the rocks, but I don't like to have it on the rocks because I drink very quickly. So if I have a rocks glass and I tip it and I'm sort of finishing off the drink, the ice cube will hit me in the mouth, and I won't. I'd be lying to you if I told you I hadn't chipped a tooth before. I'm an eager drinker. That's what they called me in AA. Okay, I'm gonna get us some ice cubes. these aren't quite melted, so I won't show them to you. And I also am embarrassed about my ice cube tray because it was way too expensive. And my friend Kat made me feel ashamed about buying it. And so I bought it in secret. I hope I've told her that I bought it before right now, because this is how she'll find out. So you want to take your ice cubes and put them in your shaker here. You're going to want a shaker. They call it a shaker, but you can use it to stir also, which most martinis you want to stir. You don't want to shake, unless it's something like maybe an espresso martini, which you want some froth in, which shaking, that'll give you that. But this one, you just, oh, excuse me. You may remember this guy, also used from my previous cocktails today. This from our tequila episode, and this from our bourbon episode. So it's like when you have a friend from high school that knows a friend from college, and you're like, wait, how do you guys know each other? That's what's happening here. Wow. Oh. So you want to pour one measure of, so that's 1.5 ounces, as I've said before, into the shaker. And get another one and pour that right into the shaker. And that's our first two ingredients. So you've got the glasses and the bourbon, just to recap. And your third ingredient is going to be the sweet vermouth, not dry vermouth. Dry vermouth goes in like a gin martini or a vodka martini. Or you can just drink it straight if you're strapped for cash. So you want to do one measure of this guy. That's 1.5 ounces, almost. The whiskey's the more important part. And that's your third ingredient. And then last thing to go in the shaker is going to be the Angostura bitters. Angostura is actually Latin for nobody knows what's in this. So you just want to put a few dashes in there. They say like 2 to 3, but I don't know how many that was, and who really cares? Because, you know, we're all gonna get sick in a matter of days. This is day 9 of my quarantine, so in 5 days I'll find out whether I'm sick or not. Here's hoping. So there we go. We stirred it with a stirring spoon, which if you spent enough money on your cocktail shaker set, you'll have. And if not, then use a regular spoon. It probably won't make a difference. You'll just not look as cool. Maybe give it a one shake. It's not needed, but, you know, it's a show business. And then you take your used glass and your used shaker that probably already had some residue whiskey in it. And now you have your Manhattan, which if I'm holding it straight, there we go. Alright, and there's one last ingredient. I'm gonna spill this all over myself, which is maraschino cherry. I'm not gonna show you the label because it's just juvenile. And what I like to do, because when I was in New York, I used to go to this jazz club called Dizzy's at Lincoln Center, and they would have this black cherry Manhattan, which was so good. So I like to pour a little bit of the juice from here, even though that's probably disgusting. It's just a preservative. You don't have to do that. But just adds a little cherry flavor in there, which is, you know, just take what you, do what you want. It's the end. We're all at the end. And generally I would just lean down to my counter to take a sip out of this. Oh, it's spilling. Yeah, that's pretty good. Well, that's a Manhattan. Ah, that's good. Good, strong, tasty, very New York. And if it gets in an open wound that is on your thumb from opening a bottle of wine the night before, hypothetical, that'll feel some type of way too. But I hope you guys are well still, since I said that at the start of the video. And if this hasn't recorded, I'm not gonna do it again. Because I will black out before I take my jacket off. Alright, well, everyone have a good night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Which is Tuesday, I think. Alright. I got a lot of cleaning up to do.